Hey, what's going on, everyone? Joshua Jones here with GLHFMTG. I'm back at it again. Happy holidays to everyone out there. So let's go ahead and get this popping off by reminding you to like, share, subscribe, comment, hit the bell, and do all that fun stuff for me, for the channel, for us. So yeah, let's get into it. Before we go any further, we have an Exemplar of Justice giveaway to get to. So we had 14 people comment on the Exemplar of Justice video saying that they wanted to be entered to win this card. So what I'm going to do is, I got my cell phone here. I'm just going to go ahead and ask Siri to pick a number between 1 and 14, whoever it is. If you are the lucky winner, congratulations. Go ahead and send me an email, any kind of message, however you can get a hold of me, and I will get that card out to you. So without further ado, pick a number between 1 and 14.
It's 12.
12, you are the winner, so that's Imorgry. Sorry if I said that wrong, but congratulations, you have won Aurelia, Exemplar of Justice. Reach out to me, we'll get you that card. Okay, today we're going to be doing a tribute series where we feature your deck. So you can get a hold of me through email at fnamtg@gmail.com or on Facebook /JonesJoshuaM. And yeah, reach out to me if you want your deck featured on the channel. Today, Robert Goodwin, you can catch him over at Facebook /MAEKRIX1. He sent in a deck. Yeah, I figured, not my playstyle, but I'll do it up for you. He's been posting some pretty good results at FNM and Standard Showdowns with it. His favorite 32 of 32 is mono red, so just into that, can't hate on you. I play goblins myself. And his local game store is Gators Games, so I'll feature that store in this video's description. So today we have what he calls Hugs and Guilds of Ravnica Standard. And we're starting it off with the disruption spells. So we're running some targeted spells like Ixalan's Binding and Silhouette for that early game to drop enchantment flashing in, basically like an instant to get rid of those problem creatures that are tapping to attack in there, and then Ixalan's Binding to get rid of. A lot of people playing 4 of, so Ixalan's Binding still good. Kind of difficult in the Golgari matchups, but gets the job done with these spells here. Continuing with the disruption, we have the board wipe, so Settle the Wreckage, 3 of, it's pretty good spell. Probably going to get hosed on a little bit later on with all this hexproof, and you have hexproof stuff coming up in Ravnica Allegiance, but we'll see. Still going to be pretty good, and also a 4-drop. That's why the 3 of, because Ixalan's Binding kind of conflicting, but just getting the job done there. And then moving on up, we have Cleansing Nova just for the utility, because we have the ability to get rid of creatures and or get rid of artifacts and enchantments. So yeah, can't hate. You see what we got going on here. Well, at least what Robert has going on anyways. As far as synergy packages, we have the Gain Draw package of Fountain Renewal and Dawn of Hope. So these work really well together, especially there's a lot of aggressive decks out there. So you're going to gain a life every turn, and then when you gain that life, if you need to, you could spend 2 mana to draw a card with Dawn of Hope, and then to give you that creature advantage later on by paying 4 to get the 1/1 life linkers out there. From my understanding, this, along with a card that we're about to see, is the primary win condition in the deck. I've played against this before. It's something. So, the synergy package of Treasure Map and Karn are in here, so a 4 of on each of these to create treasure constructs. That's what I was saying as far as the win condition goes. If you're not making those 1/1 life linkers or just getting your opponents to give up on life in general, you can make the constructs and win that way. And then Treasure Map, just really good value. There's not a lot of artifact destruction in the standard meta format right now, like there was in our previous standard. So, yeah, good to go there with the Treasure Map's value engine. Moving on to the final synergy package, we got the land ramp. So thematic compass, which is a 2 of, just to make sure that you hit your land drops, and then 4 of on the Power Stone shard, which is just obviously going to get better over time. It's just a solid mana rock, but the second one's a double up, and then so on and so forth. So you can get up to 12 mana by having all these 4 of these on the field, which is not an everyday occurrence, but it's pretty good stuff if you can manage to get that off. All right, moving on. Finally, we're just running 1 chaos Chaos Wand for reach, a little bit of reach there. So just nothing worse than not allowing your opponents to play anything ever or dealing with everything that they have, and then to just go ahead and play their spells off the top of their library as well. So, big old fat hug, right? All right. Finally, the mana base, we're running 14 basics, just running plains, along with 2 detection towers, 1 Arch of Araska, 2 Fill the Ruins, and 3 Zephyrion Void. Still not good with card names, but anyways. This isn't taxing mana base too much because we're just a mono white deck, so being able to scry is good. Fill the Runes to deal with problems. Arch of Araska for that card draw later on. You're probably going to hit the Ascend mechanic in almost every one of your gains. Remembering that the Ixalan's Binding and Seal ways go on your side of the field, so that you control them, so that counts for your permanent types, or your total amount of permanents. You see what I'm saying there. And then Detection Tower, I want to touch on this card real quick because a lot of like mono decks and Carnage Tyrant. Carnage Tyrant is a problem in this format, and if your mana base can afford it, sneaking in 1 or 2 Detection Towers as a hedge against Carnage Tyrant just is might not be a bad idea for you to consider. All right. Finally, we have the honorary mana base lands with the flip lands. So the main purpose of Thematic Compass is to flip over into Spires of Araska, which is going to allow you to basically just fog 1 creature every turn, and then to get that extra card draw engine going once you do flip that treasure map over. And also, too, it's just ramp. I mean, there's not too high CMC in this deck, but just to play multiple things in a turn, and also to get those 1/1 lifelinkers off of Donna Hope is you need the mana to do that. So there you go. On the side, so in the sideboard against aggressive decks, we're going to bring in Lyra Dawnbringers and Diamond Mares just as a hedge against those matchups. Dawnbringers just man, it's tough. And once if they're not sideboarding to the extreme, or what do they call it, second level sideboarding or whatever it is, they're going to probably take out all their creature removal. You bring in your Lyra Dawnbringers, especially against not necessarily newer players, but just against players that don't second level sideboard. You're going to be able to sneak in wins with Lyra Dawnbringer in that second and third game of the matchup. And then we got to invoke the Divine against artifacts and enchantments, gain a little bit of extra life there, and then 2 Teferis in the side. So there's no main deck blue mana, so the only way to even cast Teferi is you're going to have to use a treasure from a flip treasure map. If you want to cut a solid $100 off the price of this deck, and you could figure out a sideboard slot that gives you that kind of not the same value because Teferi is so good, but some sort of value that Teferi does, you can save yourself $100 there. So that's a thing, I guess. But like I said, Robert's deck, and I appreciate his decision. Teferi is definitely it's a card. So moving on, we have a Leon War Leader just as a one of, just to get extra lifelinkers in there and to get 2 dudes in. So like if you do stick this against control, you're gonna be able to close out the game with it. And then of course Banefire again with the 1 red needing to come from a treasure because it's only white and colorless mana in the main. But Banefire is just it's a fun card. I'm glad it's back in standard. Alright, finally we have Silent Gravestone as a 2 of against graveyard spells. Also the Golgari decks like to target things in the graveyard with a Grave Broker. You know what a card I'm talking about. There's targeting going on in the bringing the Fine Finality or something where you bring the card back. So Gravestone over the other graveyard hosers that are available because of that reason, as it's a duplicate on 1 card. And then Dampening Spear just to prevent the storm type decks that are trying to play Phoenixes from going off. And then also in case there's a flipped card that adds mana for your life total. I forget the name of it right now, so that's why that's in there. Oh yeah, looks like we got 1 more. I forgot about the Immortal Sun, an Amulet of Safekeeping. Of course, safekeeping against your token strategies, and then also for that same reason about the countering a spell that targets you. So just good utility there, and then Immortal Sun against troublesome planeswalkers, and to give you some more card draw. So all right, I think that's it. Officially done with the sideboard. So let's move on to the challenge achievement trophy for this deck. So the first one, your challenge is called Game 2? ? All I need you to do is go ahead and get your opponents to salty scoop up Game 1 and It's not going to be too hard to do, but when you get it, just consider that your challenge. And then next up we have the achievement game? Question mark. So get your opponents to ponder over their life choices by winning a match without boarding. Keep your main in, win that first game. Go to sideboards, they're sideboarding, you're just shuffling, having a conversation, and then boom, you take them down in game 2. Looking pretty good. Or game 3 if you got to go to game 3, but keep it confident. Next up, we have the trophy. We're calling this trophy "Thanks for Flying First Class." I need you to go ahead and take down an F&M or Standard Showdown undefeated, having faced at least 3 tier decks. So whether that's 3-0 or 5-0 or whatever it is, you got to face at least 3 of the top tier decks with this deck. Take it down, win undefeated on the night. Let me know. That's your trophy. GoFundMe. So let's talk a little bit about how much this deck costs. It's about $300. Yeah, it's kind of on the steeper end, but hey, like I said, you can cut 100 of that off by just finding a suitable replacement for the 2 Teferis in the side. You're going to get yourself some wins with this deck and hopefully have some fun, especially if prison type things are your thing. Check out the deck list over on mtggoldfish.com. It's deck number 1533021. Robert did say that this was a combination of other decks that he saw online that had a similar game plans, but he added his own flavor to it by having the Karns in there and changing up some of the numbers and adding in some different cards. And he felt comfortable enough that it was his own to not give any credit to other strategies going on out there. But if you guys have seen another deck like this, leave a comment below and just say like this guy's deck came up with it or whatever, because we definitely want to give credit where it's due. But this build I happen to know, I saw him put together, and he gave me his word that it's his. So congrats to Robert Goodwin. Well, anyways, I appreciate it for sending in the deck. And then again, hit me up for that Exemplar of Justice for the drawing giveaway. I'll be looking forward to your email on that. And we appreciate you so much. Good luck. Have fun. I'm reminding you to do all this stuff on the way out the door, and I'll see you next time. I mean, yeah, later.